this Division 2 debut for the MadMen Phantoms against OPN, the Phantom Nerds.
MadMen
Hi,
Freaks, Dash. MadMen Freaks.
MadMen Freaks. So I am here. I am Dash, and I am with Vas. How are you doing on this very fine evening?
I'm doing fine. I'm actually quite excited for this. It's good to finally see that MadMen Freaks are gonna start their first game, and that sounds exciting. Especially Fearless Draft, best of threes. That type of stuff is always interesting.
Fearless Draft is very, very fun. We get to see them scrape the bottom of the barrel of their champ pools. And I always like seeing that because I like seeing all the eccentric picks come out. I want to, for some reason, I don't like it in my solo queue games, but I want to see stupid stuff like Shaco come out, you know?
I don't think we're gonna see Shaco, but you never know.
Yeah, what do we think about the matchup today then? What are we looking at?
I see that the rosters have been moving and moving their players around a little bit, but other than that, and looking at their previously matched OP.GGs and stuff like that, I don't see anything particularly interesting. There's a lot of champions that are pretty popular right now in regards to what they're playing, but other than that, it's pretty standard. Nothing much to say. I think it's gonna come down really to the drafts and how they're gonna play out, and I think our analysis is gonna be more concise whenever that happens instead.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what we've got in terms of the draft. We're just, I think, waiting for the lobby and the draft software to get up, and then we'll be into game one. Alright. There is a small delay, so you'll have to deal with our dulcet tones for the next while. How's your day been? How's your week going so far? I mean, it's only Monday, but how's the week going? Because Monday feels like the majority.
I hate Mondays. Oh, never mind. No, I'm not. Anyways.
Okay, Garfield.
Exactly. Except not orange. I do love me some lasagna.
Lasagna do be good. Lasagna
Oh hell yeah! I haven't made any in a while because I don't have enough of them. I do wonder.
Lasagna, although that's criminal.
Microwave lasagna is just not the same thing. I gatekeep it a lot. I'm very much a homemade lasagna guy.
A homemade lasagna is a good lasagna.
I mean, I have had microwave lasagna before, and even in Lidl, the ones from Lidl are famously good.
Yeah.
But nothing beats a homemade one. I even went through the trouble of learning how to make it myself because my mom used to do it, and she was really good. I really liked it at least.
Do you make the egg sheets? Do you make the egg sheets yourself?
Oh no, I have. Oh hell no! Jesus, no. But I do make the sauce, so yeah.
I'm seeing in Twitch chat that Kiz finished his required games for VL 30 minutes ago.
Talk about leaving it up for the last minute. So for those that are not in the know, I think the minimum requirement to play VL games is something of the sort of 50 or 70 solo queue games. So 70. Production has informed that it's 70 solo queue games. So some people just don't like playing solo queue that much.
That just sounds like suffering.
I know. I don't think I have played 70 solo queue games this season yet. I don't have a particular way of knowing, but.
Well, I got Jonas somehow told me, I can't remember who told me, but I played 140 games. But then I remember my brother sometimes jungles for me. So.
Let me see.
How many games
Can I
really
check how many games I have? Oh no, I actually do. I have over 100 actually. Almost 150. It's more than I thought.
10 extra days because of reschedules, by the way. What is he talking about there?
I guess they had more days to play games.
Oh, yeah, because if the match was 10 days ago, they wouldn't have played.
Damn. Okay, let me see if I can find how many flex games, because I've played a bunch of those.
Oh, you play a lot of flex, to be fair.
Oh yeah, also over 100, but not much more than that. 103.
How's the lobby looking? How's the lobby looking? Production
person, guy person. We have just had the information that we have one player left before the lobby is full and we can start the draft. So you don't have to look at our faces for much longer, I think.
Name and shame.
Name and shame.
See if they're in Twitch chat. See Oh, you're gonna have to look at us in draft as well. I'm so sorry, guys.
You're gonna be able to see our very surprised faces when we see like something silly, like I don't know, Yugi.
There's a Yumi top. I'm locking in. Wonder, is that you?
Oh goodness gracious!
All right, so we talked about lasagna. What about a nice carbonara though?
Yeah, I make that. I make that. I even like.
Is it?
Yeah.
But do you pancetta or do you try and find guanciale?
I can't find either of those like easily, so I just do bacon, unfortunately. But other than
Whoa,
that, like
that's
I know.
criminal.
I know. Shut up. Also,
Harold
you saw for
saying
some
that.
reason.
Yeah, I saw what Harold said. You know,
Criminal.
that's okay, because at least I play more than one champ.
Real. Very real.
Alright, so you're going to see our beautiful faces all through draft. You're going to see all our reactions. You're going to see Vasa's analysis. You're going to see the cogs turning in Vasa's head as the analysis is trying to come through. You're going to see all of the emotions, all of the reactions, and everything like that as we wait for that last person to join the lobby. What sort of picks are you expected to be banned from your cursory glance at op.gg?
I think, but unless there's like something that the players really prioritize, I expect to see the normal-ish bans. Otherwise, like unless there's stuff I just don't want to see personally, but that's on me. That's a personal taste type of thing. Like I don't want to see Nico. That champion is an abomination. X-Tech Rocket Melt is the best item in the game right now, and she's the best user of it. Get it out.
Really? What, did they buff it that much?
Rocket Bot is very good for how much it costs, and then Nico is just good at it because of her ult and stuff.
Ah, I see. Let's pull up the patch notes quickly now that I've got the client open, so I can see what's been buffed and what hasn't. Alright, so buffs. We've got Diana's been buffed.
Oh
Rengar's
yeah,
buffed.
Diana should be. Maybe she will be prioritized in jungle now because her clear
Because
is a
of
lot
passive,
faster.
right?
Yeah.
They increased the damage on her passive as far as I read.
Yeah.
Rengar's been buffed. Rise buff. Sivir buff. Twisted buff. Fate buff. Twitch buff. Uda buff.
If I recall correctly, the Twitch buff was only regarding AP, so it wasn't really that significant unless you're
Might
really.
see some AP Twitch though.
Could,
Why? I don't know. Aatrox got a massive nerf. Oh no, wait. He's been adjusted. Sorry. I'm just reading what I'm going through it now.
This just did. Ash does not know how to read.
Yeah, all the degrees I have, no reading skills, honestly. Right, so Aatrox passive now does Deathbringer stance. Now has gone down to 8% max HP based on level. Sweet spot damage has gone up. W is now physical damage, not magical damage. Wait, double.
Both.
Close. Yeah. So so apparently W used to be magic damage.
Yes.
No, it's physical damage.
It was good for some fringe situations, but overall, I think it's a positive thing. It's pretty neutral because you should stack Black Cleaver faster if you have it, but you also deal less damage.
So the MadMen freaks are picking red side.
Yep.
I mean, they're gonna look for that counter pick, but they're gonna look for that P5, that R5 counter pick.
Yeah, but we're basically looking to see interesting picks on R3 and R5 because that's when you have the most options overall to do something in regards to counter.
Oh, Ash's Q, you can now stack it when hitting a tower.
Yeah. You used to only be able to maintain it. Now you can actually stack it. It's really good when you have access to the turret. It's just like.
Yeah. Trogath armor growth down. This is just patch notes with Ash and Dash.
Anything while we wait for the players to do their thing.
New series coming soon. Spider damage decreased. Spider base damage decreased from 20% to 15% for release.
Yeah, Elite support has been rampaging through solo queue, so I figure that they want to tune that
So-
down.
Garen E now has a decreasing cooldown. At max level, it's 6 seconds.
Yep, that is true.
So spin to win. I'm just saying, if you've gone full ability haste,
I mean, you don't do that on Garen anymore. Anyways, we're in draft.
we are in jail. Oh, we're getting moved. Okay.
I assure you that the MadMen freaks are in fact on red side, as you can see on top of the screen. If you look here, you see OPN, and I'm being moved again.
I mean,
Okay, cool. Thanks, production.
I didn't want to see. This is
something
bleeding edge.
else.
This is bleeding edge production, guys.
Hell yeah.
LEC doesn't have this.
Real. And the draft
Pick
starts.
and bans. Yes, let's see.
Let's see how fast these teams can go through with it.
Because last week it was pretty fast, right?
Yeah, it was pretty fast. Our last cast, they were like pew 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 like this.
It was Damon. I bet you it was Damon just going, we're banning this, we're banning this, we're banning this, we're banning this, we're banning this. Nocturne ban.
It's pretty common stuff. There's a lot of combos that you can do with him, even with the Nico that I previously mentioned, alongside the obvious Orianna. Lucian ban also pretty like standard-ish. If there's someone that really prefers the champion, I can see how you want to ban it. There's a lot of supports that heavily combine with him to devastating effects.
Medio, Nami, Braum. I think Braum is probably the strongest one right now with Lucian, right?
Yeah. For Braum, it always depends on what you are picking it against. If there's a good game for you to pick Braum, and you also have the Lucian, that's like insane.
Tristana now coming up at the side of OPN.
Yeah,
And Camille.
Pretty standard ADC as well. She's pretty strong. Camille, it probably comes down to some sort of preference, personal taste. There's not much priority on Camille nowadays.
Yeah, we see it here and there, but again, when it's game 3 or game 5 fearless draft, then there's no other top laners to pick.
Exactly.
Or your carrier.
True. We seem to be hovering a Gwen ban for the last of the first round for OPN. Nice. And it seems to stick. Lastly, we see a Shen ban. Many people that we know would be devastated by this. Let's see what OPN decide to prioritize. I am very curious.
Ivan.
Ooh, he speaks for the trees. Very interesting start.
In
It already tells me that they either want to invest into a very strong ADC, or they just want to pair up with either the jungler or either the mid laner or the top laner to some devastating effect.
Wacky theory. Rengar Ivan.
It's pretty good. It's if you're good at Rengar and you have an Ivan on your team, holy, it's devastating.
If we get a Rengar, just saying.
Okay, the Sejuani to counteract the Ivern and the solid blind that is Varus sounds pretty decent to me from the side of MadMen Freaks.
Mad are probably going to be looking to pick a lot of melee now because of that melee top at least with a Nazir possibly.
If you get at least the support, you're gonna feel pretty good about yourself. If you get also something that's really good, the Renekton is famously really good. Jax, Aurelia are also good. If you get any one of those, you feel pretty good about yourself. As for the reply to Varus, we see a Kalista, which is also decently strong early game. If paired up with something like Renata sounds pretty decent.
Leona.
I assume we're gonna see something from the Vel'Koz.
Oh,
That's an interesting pick because technically it could either be a mid laner or a support.
I don't think it should work for support here though. Too well.
It's gonna come down to preference. If the players from OPN like playing Vel'Koz support, they will be playing support.
Maybe they something Sean for this game.
Maybe they subbed him Sean, exactly. As a reply, we see a Lissandra, which is not particularly good at the Vel'Koz, but maybe the MadMen Freaks just want to solidify their engagement possibilities. Lissandra allows you to do a lot of flanking A lot of crowd control is offered by the champion her alone.
That's a ban I was expecting to see from the MadMen. The Renata ban, because Kalista Renata, one of the strongest bot lanes out there.
For sure.
And
Also, it's
a Braum ban as well.
this Braum ban tells me that this Vel'Koz is probably mid lane, which means that this matchup is going to be very dicey for the MadMen Freaks. The Lissandra is going to struggle a little bit because she's devastatingly outranged by the Vel'Koz. Unless there's a lot of lockdown coming in from like a strong support roam or a lot of help given by the Sejuani, this Lissandra is going to struggle.
You got your ban. You have a Nico ban.
Hell yeah! Get that champion out of this game. The champion is very strong. The Braum ban, I already explained that. And lastly, let's see what the OPN, the Phantom Nerds, decide to ban at the end of it all. I expect actually
maybe another top. Maybe a top ban.
Another support. This could, like, all of these support bans could also mean that this is in fact a Vel'Koz support and they're afraid of the engage overall. Rel is pretty decent. A lot of lockdown with the Sejuani. You basically don't need another melee anymore. You can pick whatever you want. They're probably gonna pick a melee unless it's like a Gnar. But
Quinn
then,
top.
Hey, if there's a B4 B5 Renekton, then the Quinn is a possibility for sure. Well, never mind. The Alistar is pretty good into Rel. There's gonna be a lot of shenanigans that you can pull with Kalista Alistar as well.
Crash down, cancelled out by the headbutt, I believe, right?
Yes, if you are fast enough at pressing the headbutt. Even the Bullrise can do it if you are in the correct spot. So. Also, just good at denying engage supports overall.
There's a blind top now.
Yep. Let's see what this B5 is going to be. I expect something quite solid, like the Renektons, the Aatrox is up there as well.
Aatrox.
And lastly, I actually do expect a Renekton here if the MadMen Freaks play it. It's pretty good with the Sejuani. A very skill-intensive matchup in the top lane, but one that overall favors the Aurelia. But there's a big burden of execution because you have to dodge those Aatrox Qs a lot. Otherwise, you will struggle. But
you're an Aurelia aficionado, right?
For sure. This is going to be difficult, but you have a lot of setup. You can do the things. The one thing you don't like seeing in this game as an Aurelia is the Alistar. It's pretty scary because he will do everything to shut you down. Like, you want to Q in, he just pulverizes you or headbutts you out of your Q, and you're like out of the fight for like 7 seconds, which is an eternity in regards to League of Legends team fights. So dicey stuff.
Yeah. Talk us through this comp then. Let's see. What do we got? Both these comps, what are both teams looking for? How are they going to get ahead?
Scrappy bot lanes because we see melee supports on both sides. Strong early game focused ADCs with both Kalista and Varus being really good early game overall. A very big difference in style regarding the junglers, in which Ivern is going to be very supportive for the Aatrox and the Kalista, namely, I imagine, mostly. And the Sejuani is going to do a lot of setup, mostly for both top lane and bot lane. Also, with the ult is going to help a lot in this mid lane matchup, which, in my opinion, a standalone favors the Vel'Koz. He just outranges a lot. He's going to be able to just poke Lissandra out of lane, unless the Lissandra keeps engaging over and over and over.
Alright. We see them now going through the normal draft, so they're going through their in-game draft currently.
Exactly.
And then we have 3 minutes.
I believe we are on the... I believe production has made a mistake because MadMen Freaks are showing on the blue side despite them being on the red side. I'm not entirely...
There we go.
There we go. Thank you, production.
Oh. So, Aurelia expert here, Vass. Aurelia into Aatrox. Is it just a skill matchup, or is there someone who comes out ahead most of the time?
Every matchup that Aatrox plays is a skill matchup by the nature of how the champion works, unfortunately. But I would say that for the most part, it's an Aurelia favorite matchup. I think if both champions are terrible at the game, if both players are terrible at the game, I think the Aatrox wins. But I think as the skill level of both players goes up, it starts favoring the Aurelia because she can just find a way to dodge the Aatrox Qs all the time. And
let's be know, Aurelia only needs 1 item to be full build.
Pretty much. As soon as she does get the Blade of the Ring King, she will be able to just slice Aatrox into pieces. But it's going to be an interesting matchup that I will very much look into a lot. I will be very interested to see how it plays out.
There's a lot of, like, oh, what was the word? Lockdown for the side of the MadMen freaks. You got the Szechuan ult, the Lissandra ult. You've got the Chains of Corruption, the Vanguard's Edge, the Magnet. There's so much there. There's so many engaged tools there. Whereas on the other side, you've kind of almost got the Ivan wants to go on one person. Aatrox Infernal Chains, one person again, unless you get like a multi-man knock-up type thing.
Yep, we have the drafts are ready. We have around 3 minutes to yap until the game begins. And as I said, and as Dash was saying, the engage tools for MadMen Freaks are very simple and clear. And like, okay, we see guy, we click on him, and he dies.
Yep.
However, I think that the Kalista and Alistar combo is gonna be really good at disengaging. It's a bit tricky the way you should be able to do it, but the Unbreakable Will and the Fate's Call are excellent tools to disengage overall. So there's a way that the Phantom Nerds get a good disengage and just engage again, re-engage with the Aatrox just pressing R and running in, with the Iron Shield on top of him, and with the artillery of the Vel'Koz. Things can be pretty tricky if the game is very even. However, I think if the MadMen Freaks start gaining a lead somehow, the things will be like extremely difficult for the Phantom Nerds to recover. Although I am not sure of how the opposite side of that would be. Again, there's a lot of lockdown on the Kalista that is possible. So even if she gets ahead, like it's very easy for the MadMen Freaks to like Glacial Prison, whichever one is the other, what I'm missing about regarding either
Glacial Prison. No, I was actually going to come on to this. We've got Glacial Prison, which I think
Glacial
is Lissandra.
No, I think that's
Glacial
Tomb.
Yeah, Glacial Prison and Glacial Tomb are the ones I'm going to get mixed up. Oh yeah, because Lissandra's voice line on it says Entomb.
Yeah, it's Frozen Tomb. It's
Frozen Tomb and Glacial Prison.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna get called out in chat.
Figure that out. So from Rel is Magnet Storm, Chains of Corruption, Frozen Tomb, Glacial Prison, Vanguard's Edge, Unbreakable Will, Fate's Call. This one is easy, but I forget, and that is Daisy and the World Ender.
What's Vel'Koz one?
I'm blanking on it completely.
What's Vel'Koz one?
It's very obvious, but I am completely blanking on it.
Is it Death Ray?
Yeah. Production has confirmed us that is going to be Ollie playing top lane here, which is going to be interesting to see, I think, honestly. So for those that were asking, you now know. And as for the Vel'Koz ult, is Life Form Disintegration Ray. That's the one.
I see.
I think the one you were talking about is Victor E is specific.
I think it is, right? Death Ray.
But it's X-Tech Ray now.
Oh. Why do they change these things? God damn it.
Just happens.
Alright, before we get into the game, Vass, one old summoner spell that you wish was still in the game.
Ooh. Honestly, I mean, there's not that many that I would...
No,
like, there's Surge, which was, like, very niche, and only, like, old Kale used it. Revive, which was essentially... I think Akshan would use the hell out of it. I think Akshan would be really good at Revive.
Oh. All the LEC graphics gone.
I think... Clarity was, like, most champions don't need Clarity nowadays. There's, like, one or two that need it, but that's it.
Yeah, your Rise or your Cassiopeia maybe early.
Yeah. Production has lied to us. Ollie is playing bot lane. Sorry, Harold. And we're in game. Nice.
So we've gaslit. We're MadMen stream gaslighting Harold since 2K25.
Hell
right. into game one now.
On the blue side, the OPN, the Phantom Nerds, what a name. Monzi on the Aatrox, Neowar on the Ivern, Boris Johnson, the best MP on Vel'Koz, Ditect on the Callista, and Shadowhopper on the Alistar. Versus, on the red side, Mael on the Aurelia, Dungle Jif on the Sejuani, 905 on the Lysandra, Shenzhen on the Varus, and Ollie as the Rel. Talking about runes a little bit, I don't see anything particularly of note. We obviously see that Varus has chosen the Lethality Varus rune page with the Comet and the Scorch. Other than that, it's honestly all pretty standard. I'm actually surprised to see that Mael chose to not take Jack of all trades on Aurelia, because it's a thing that a lot of people have been taking nowadays. Especially if you are eventually going to build stuff like the Hullbreaker, like the Wit's End. Basically, you can very easily stack that rune all the way up, which she kind of appreciates. Cookies and Cosmic Insight are going to be very good to either have more uses of Flash, and to just have a more consistent laning phase, because it's going to be very scrappy if things go as intended.
We did have a little bit of a scrap between Vel'Koz and Lysandra that we didn't catch whilst we were going through that, where they both took about 25% of health and had to use. We see Vel'Koz has used one of their potions, but Lysandra's just passively healing up as they go now.
Okay, geometry. Boris Johnson, the best MP, is clearly nailing his geometry.
A bit of a headbutt onto Ollie as well.
I'm actually surprised to see unflinching on the Aatrox as well. I don't think it's going to be particularly good, especially when stuff like Revitalize and Overgrowth are both really good on him. But yeah, the level 1 is very tricky for Aurelia if you don't have a good setup for your passive. We see Shadowhopper here. Okay, it really happens. MadMen Freaks respect the level advantage.
So, I think, well, you correct me if I'm wrong, the Callista Alistar will have the push most of the time, right? As we see a little bit of a skirmish come through, the Qs, Male are jumping through onto the Aatrox. But I think Callista Alistar has just has a little bit more push. We see a little bit, all the auto attacks are coming in, fully stacked, passive for the Aurelia. Aatrox now down to about 30-40% health.
Pretty good stuff, I gotta say. Mechanically, like, you did everything that you need. One thing that you really need to be aware of when playing Aurelia is you have to weave autos a lot. If you can consistently do auto Q every single time that you press an auto as well, you're playing Aurelia perfectly, mostly. So that's good to see.
We're looking to see the effect. I think we're looking to see the effect of the first stun that Aurelia lands onto the Aatrox to see how much damage that she can do. Through the sustain
we've seen an early stun land before, so... Okay. Aatrox manages to snatch the cannon minion. Both Ivern and Sejuani are on this side of the map, as expected, because this matchup is very bloody. Indeed. Other than that, bot lane is looking fairly peaceful. Weirdly enough, I suppose that neither of the ADCs are looking to fight much in the early game.
No, but we can see that the quite skirmish heavy as the Ivern is going to come through. Will the root land? Auto attacks going. Boris Johnson down to about 25% health. The seed shield on.
Ooh, what
and
a root!
Ivern takes the first blood. Trigger seed. That's what the shield's called.
Yes. Yeah, very strong ability overall.
Yes, indeed. Especially when you start stacking shield power on top of that. With stuff like the
many options are available. Redemption, obviously. What I expect to see eventually, like a Mikhail's. Mikhail's also gives healing shield power. In the meantime, we see
Sejuani's coming up to the top lane. We see the W come through. The stun lands onto the Aatrox. Sejuani's now here to help. The stun comes through to Sejuani, and Dungle Jif takes the kill in the top lane. 1 kill to 1. Very, very nice gank in the top lane from Dungle Jif. Oh, but now the stun lands. The slow comes through. Electrocute now procced by the Lysandra, and not much
very
more
good
doing.
trade for 905 here. Pretty
Yeah,
solid stuff.
905 trading quite
This is
nicely.
the only way you have to deal into Vel'Koz. You have to both dodge his E and then get in with your own E and just full combo the guy. But it's very
Indeed.
risky if you don't know where the enemy jungler is. But if you have some vision, which Naor is about to clear after he probably tags passive on his bot side camps.
Indeed. It's very nicely done in the top side to answer the gank that happened in mid. Ollie's now waiting, Ollie's now waiting for the Valkos to push up.
I'm not sure if I'm a fan of rushing steel caps on a rally in this matchup here. I think getting boots 1 would be good, and that's what I would have picked. But I would have probably... Oh, we see a flashing H.
Frozen Tomb is there.
Ooh, the Q goes wide.
Oh, the crash down.
Crash down! Ooh, the
shield,
trigger seed!
Trigger seed! And he survives. Will only go down. It's a 1-for-1 in the mid lane, and Ivan takes a second kill.
Lissandra grabbing that kill is really good for MadMen Freaks overall, but an unfortunate turn of events in regards to the execution there. The Q going wide is not very good. Regardless, it's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, very, very, very nicely done.
We are seeing a small CS lead coming up here for Mael, which is as expected, even regarding the fact that there was a Sejuani gank here. Speaking of which, Jungle Jiff here starting the Dragon very early, but they have a Bomby Sin. It's going to help a lot.
But that bot lane wave is going in. Headbutt Pulverize lands. The stun coming through. The cowbell is stacking up. But the Varus is doing a lot of damage now. The cleanse comes through from the Callista. Lethal Tempo proccing. Crash down. The flash comes out. Very, very nicely done. And the Rend comes through claiming the feat of warfare for OPN.
Ooh,
But
the flash
Alistair flashes away. The Headbutt Pulverize comes back through. Lethal Tempo is proccing, doing so much damage. Varus now having to flash away as well. Barrier still up though if he wanted to go back in.
Excellent.
In the trade for the Dragon for MadMen, Callista getting a kill in that bot lane is quite a nice trade. As you see, this first piece will get hit.
Ooh, this
is available, as well as the World Ender. Mela takes a lot of damage though, down to just below 50% health.
Huh, I fully expected there to be a complete all-in there.
I was expecting the Vanguard's Edge and the World Ender to come out.
Well, for sure. I suppose that this was like a communication thing because...
All the stun comes through again. Vanguard's Edge is still available. Mela now level 7. The World Ender comes through. Vanguard's Edge in response, and there is a lot of damage.
Bolo, my incredible display.
And Nawar, all Nawar can do is come out. Monzi going in, a level down, was a very, very brave thing to do. As we see now, Ollie is back in the mid lane. The Life Force into disintegration rate has been used. Headbutt Power is available probably for Shadow Hopper as well. The stun, the root is there for 905 though, as they can walk away.
Excellent execution overall by the MadMen Freaks here. Both the Frozen Tomb to dodge the initial damage from Life Disintegration Ray, and then the Crash Stun to cancel the rest of the Life Disintegration Ray. Overall good stuff. Saves 905 from a very tricky situation. There's another game coming in. Rel speeds up the Lissandra here. 905 is safe. Use the wave. Is fine. Everyone's chill.
Indeed, you can see Grubs being started now by Jungle Jiff as well. There'll be 2 objectives on the radar for them.
Yep.
How many Grubs do you need? Because it's only 3 Grubs. You see 905.
Yeah, you just need
Shadow Hopper. Ah, okay. Aatrox still willing to fight, but being 2 levels down on Mela as well. It's a very, very rough time. We see the Vampiric Scepter now picked up. 1.2k gold lead as well. I don't think Monzi wins now, does he? As we see, Monzi's just going to take
excellent stuff by Mael. I gotta say,
very nicely done.
I don't think I would have done that better myself. That's like literally like perfect in regards to that.
And now
but this is
Glacial Prison is there. The Blood Swanee, oh, whiffed. That redemption healing is huge from the Ivan. Saving Monzi under tower.
I think I cast a cursed Mael because the one thing I would have done if we were going for this dive is I would auto the turret in order to guarantee that I keep the stacks to do more damage from a rally passive, but you know.
Maybe they'll hear you for later on when they try and do a tower dive.
Regardless, the Ivan was there with the redemption, the Sejuani.
Oh, the Rifle's disintegration there again. The Glacial Tomb, the Frozen Tomb has been used. 905 walking away. Ult for an ult exchange. Ivan is in this mid lane again. Flash still isn't up for 905, but he's just going to be able to walk away. Almost walks into the root. As we see Mela taking down to about 15% HP. As Monty's gone into his World Ender form. Vanguard's Edge was also used in the top lane.
Aurelia's just gonna do Aurelia things and press Q and be fine. Oh, there seems to be a fear of a dive here, although...
So Johnny's here to dissuade it.
Yeah.
Look at that healing. Back up to about 30% HP already.
Honestly, I think Mael was fine in the situation, but I guess it was a respect to the Ivern. They probably were not completely sure where he was in this situation. But not even a full rotation by Bonzi would kill the Mael here, assuming the Aurelia W was up. Still, a 20 CS gold lead is incredible for this top lane matchup. Pretty much what you expect, but it's pretty good that it still is happening. As we can see that the gold has been fluctuating a lot, but right now is slightly favoring the MadMen Freaks, to which I assume is probably related to mostly to the top lane matchup, to be honest.
Yeah. Aurelia doing quite nicely, being about almost basically 30 minions up on the Aatrox, fighting, skirmishing very, very well as well. As we come into the last minute before this Hextech Drake, we work out what Soul is. MadMen have entry. There's a control ward in that river brush though, and both sides of the jungle are actually quite dark. There isn't really any vision.
Yep, but it seems that the Phantom Nerves have been able to secure their positioning first, and this will be very good, because if not, the heavy engage by MadMen Freaks would certainly spell doomed if they try to contest this the third neutral objective of the game. And the first two have been in fact claimed by MadMen Freaks, which mean they would have the third monster hunting.
And his W's physical damage, yeah. Another stun that has landed. 2 levels up now for Mael over Monty, but about to tick over to 9 if we can look if we see the XP graph.
Engagement on bottom.
A Glacial Tomb comes down, Glacial Prison comes down and takes down Shadowhopper.
Shenzhen skewers Shadowhopper and turns him into beef skewer. Good stuff. Like what I assume was the usage of the Glacial Prison in order to secure the kill onto Shadowhopper. Fate's Call was unfortunately not used, perhaps for a lack of mana or something of that sort. Good play by Mael here, denying what's possibly the enemy, although not unsuccessful. You basically are looking to do this. Yep.
Guns landed through. Will there be a little bit of skirmish? Because right now, I don't think Aatrox wins the fight. There's steel caps and the Vamp Scepter pickaxe combo. To compare to the Aatrox's tunnel.
Land. A lot of damage, yeah.
Remember, based on the patch notes, as I've just read, while we were talking before, the Aatrox's W is now magic damage, no, physical damage rather than magic damage.
Yep.
So,
it does mean that it dealt a little bit less damage in this situation, especially because Aurelia's magic resist is like kind of on the lower end. She's been balanced that way.
Daisy has come through to help with the
steal by Neor. Incredible.
Mega Storm comes through. Life Form Disintegration. Ollie is going to go down.
Frozen
Tomb comes through for the Lissandra Redemption now. Going to heal up to full. Jungle Jiff gonna go down now for a double kill for the Vel'Koz. Comes through. Ditech to sustain 905 as well. Fate School used now. Shenzhen under the tower. They're gonna keep fighting to get a double kill. For Shenzhen, the Varus taking a double kill under the tower. On that bot lane, going on the killing spree now.
Hey, it's good stuff. OPN defenders do not have the tools to deal with a poke Varus later into this game. So if he gets ahead, it's going to be very scary overall. In the meantime, unfortunately, the Phantom Nerves have lost this X-Tech Dragon, so they do not secure feats of Monster Slaying. I think we will have to wait for the next objective for that to happen. In the meantime, we see that it's what, a ocean? Is it ocean? Oh, it's a Chemtech. Yeah, it's Chemtech Rift, which means we're gonna see Captain Dragons from now on, which are very scary for Ivern to pick up. That's a lot of heal and shield power that he will gain if he secures them. At this point of the game, I actually expect Mael to be recalling here for the full Blade of the Ring King, which is gonna mean death to this
GG.
Yeah, it's gonna be real rough to deal with it as the Aatrox from now on.
Yeah.
The recall was cancelled, which I assume that maybe Mael did not have the gold for it yet. They look to have a good CS amount by this point of the game, so I assume they have it now. Let's see.
We'll find out in just a second. There we go.
Blood Rune King completed. We are now seeing the first items being bought overall. We have already seen the Redemption, as it is very cheap. We also see Blood Rune King for Mael and the Aurelia. Well, that's fine. A Sunfire for Dangle Jiff, something we don't see on Sejuani much nowadays, but it's really good when you get to scrap a lot, and it also just improves your clear speed by a lot. The Malignance on to Dino 5. Wait, we see a teleport.
Ditech has just gone down. Dangle Jiff gets another
perished. Well, this teleport just means that they are gonna full commit onto this Rift Herald, secure it, and to guarantee monster hunting feats. Oh, when
we see a stun coming through from the Aurelia. W there as well.
They've been
this crash down comes through. Root now onto the Alistair, gonna take a lot of damage. Electric comes through. Frozen Tomb comes through. Shadow Hopper, no flash. Taking a lot of damage, and Shenzhen goes on a rampage. Oh, Muncie is gonna go down, flashes forward. 340 gold.
Alright, uses the W to block tower
damage reduction as well. Naywar here now. Daisy's going to be used to try and take this down. Mail almost walked into him. Will get knocked up by the Daisy. Naywar.
Ooh, Vanguard's Edge.
Stunned by the Reddit. Vanguard's Edge also used. That's so much damage. The Glacial Orb being used over. Ditech is about to take down Mela for a massive shutdown, which I think was 691 gold.
Pretty important stuff. Pretty good pickup by Ditech here. Unfortunate that the damage was not enough. Pretty good turnaround overall by Mael. Again, the best way to do that was to either try to keep your passive up for as long as possible, because that's a lot of your DPS. Your Q. Good stuff on Mael. Getting another solo kill there was pretty good. Unfortunate did not get the turret, which is pretty important, because MadMen Freaks are looking to get that second and final feat of this game.
Means they'll get those upgraded boots, which would be very, very nice for stuff like the tabbies and the swift boots of swiftness that the Varasans go to Swift Marches. I think they're called Swift Marches.
The upgraded one are called Swift March.
Yeah.
We see a small wave getting onto the top lane tier 1 on the side of that. Oh, the tower is very low.
The tower is very low.
The Mael just needs to commit a very hard push here, and just as the wave crashes, one auto is going to be enough, because they have the grubs as well. Let's see if that will happen.
Vanguard's Edge is almost off cooldown as well. We have a little bit of a skirmish going on in the top lane as we see the health bar of the Aatrox.
Oh yeah, Monzi is down to half.
Vanguard's Edge up in 7 seconds as well. Now, Walden is up.
Walden
has been used. The stun misses from the Aurelia. And he's DMing him! Fate School now used.
Redemption
sends
used.
the Alistair straight back in. Ollie taking about 40% of his damage. Rift Herald now summoned in the mid lane, interestingly, as they're going to try and finish off this tower.
Oh, is he going bot lane? Dangle Jiff is approaching the bot lane at fast speeds. Oh, he's going to want to crash into Boris Johnson.
He's going to take Boris Johnson, but he misses Boris Johnson. And just to tell you, the tower has gone down as we see the Valkos flash. So, MadMen Freaks do have the feats.
Yep. They're going to have the upgraded boots at their leisure after completing their second legendary item for just 500 gold. Again, unless something goes really wrong, I really do expect this to be like an adventure.
Oh, the Frozen Tomb comes out onto Ditect, and he goes down again. The route through, headbutt now from Shadow Hopper, not really doing anything. Another route comes through onto Shadow Hopper from the Lissandra. Sejuani now, Unbreakable Will has been used. Shenzhen putting the piercing arrow through. Oh, the insane Vaporize! But he gets caught with the crash down. Aurelia doing so much damage. Valkos did take a double kill there though. There's Infernal Chains land. Aatrox should get at least one here after the redemption lands. Yep, he takes down Shenzhen, but he goes down himself. What a pulverize from Shadow Hopper before he died.
Again, this all comes back to what I said. If there's an overextension by MadMen Freaks, and Boris Johnson is in a good position, the Lifeform Disintegration Ray will do as advertised and disintegrate MadMen Freaks. Overall, though,
Yeah.
this was a win for MadMen Freaks. They are in the lead. We see 2 items on to 905. We see what's probably going to be a very close to the second item on to the Jungle Jiff. Oh no, we see a completed Hullbreaker for Mael here. There's going to be a lot of tower destructing and just overall team fight damage for Mael here with this item.
It'll be very interesting to see what the tower damage is after the game. Chemtech Dragon is now up. This will be sole point for MadMen.
No. There's one on each side, no? If I'm not mistaken.
I thought MadMen got both. I might be completely wrong.
No.
MadMen got the first dragon.
Yeah, now we'll stole the first dragon.
Oh, yeah, now we'll store it. As we see MadMen Freaks have the first entry into the Drake and they're taking down quick. But the Life Force disintegration ray has been used.
Did not much, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Rel now has Locket. Has some.
Oh, that was sloppy. Oh, that was very sloppy by Jungle Jiff there. They did not have their Oh, we see a teleport in.
You see a teleport in the middle. Shadow is just gonna go down. Well done. That has been used by Monty as the Glacial Prison comes through as well. So much damage. Can he get through to the redemption? No, he can't. But Monty has so much healing now. The route now from the Lissandra. Frozen Tomb not up, as they're gonna start pushing this wave towards the tier 2 tower.
Interesting thing to note. What of note, and I was thinking about this for a while now actually, is that because we are seeing a lethality Varus here, there's the possibility of just getting a Serpent's Fang to sort of nullify Ivan's efficiency for a little bit. Although we also see that because we have a Rel, there's another way of getting rid of shields, because Rel does that to you.
Yes,
so
it does.
MadMen Freaks are gonna have multiple tools if we do see the Serpent's Fang to shred those shields. Very important stuff. Varus also is built in with anti-heal as per his Ale of Arrows in his E. Otherwise, we might see some other source of anti-heal. As we can see now on Mael, they have the Executioner's Blade. I expect to see a Chempunk Chainsword. That Negatron Cloak is, to me, probably a Wit's End. It's just overall a decent item on Aurelia. A small source of tenacity as well is good. Overall, things are looking up for the Freaks.
The Frozen Heart as well, quite a nice pickup.
Oh yeah, it's gonna feel awful for this Kalista to be around the Sejuani for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
So it's just a very good pickup overall.
Indeed. So 905, yeah. We have Atakan up, and in 146 we'll have Baron.
I expect these teams to fight for it now. Obviously, Mael is on top lane, disturbing Boris Johnson's peace, getting a shove in. What I assume is taking the blue buff right now. Other than that, okay, no, just walking mid lane again.
But they now have a pathway. They have a pathway through to this mid tower. Mael now going to come through and
gonna be scary.
The pulverize comes through. The Vanguard's edge has to be used. Daisy also comes out. The double root from the Lissandra comes through as well. Mael goes on a killing spree. As they're now chasing Shadowhopper. How has to run away. Life Force disintegration rate still not off. Wow. As Aatrox has to use the Well Done for that extra healing, Redemption also has to come out to just keep Monzi alive. As we see the Pissing Arrow miss, but Shenzin's walked too far forward, and the Life Force disintegration rate takes him out. They're going to keep going though.
Classic ADC, gets out of position, just to poke the enemies down.
Unfortunate. Just quickly in the top lane, Mael has taken a 3-level lead over Monzi.
It is a Rally to Aatrox matchup. That's just kind of how it works. If you get ahead, you will be ahead for the rest of the game. It's
and
devastating.
The best Aurelia skin.
the old Splasher was the funny one because of the thing, but I think in terms of like actual quality in game, it's fine. It has some unique voice lines to it, which is kind of cool.
Do you know any of them? Would you like to quote any of them?
She has a Frozen reference in one of them. Like she literally says like the cold it never bothered me, like literally a Frozen reference.
That's pretty good.
And she references the fact that her blades are like something on ice. I forget. I haven't used that skin in a while. Yeah,
you're gonna be playing your 10 ranked games tonight on that.
As I mentioned, we're about to see a Wit's End on the Aurelia soon because we see a Recurvo. Need another Recurvo and just some more gold on top, which I think is the exact amount. Other than that, we probably are gonna see maybe a Chaotic Rukern for Dungle Jiff here. And what I expect is gonna be either a Zonia's or a Rabadon's for 905. What could be a Serpent's Fang for Shenzhen, but without the items all built the same way, so I don't know. Ooh! He manages to flash the Edward Pulverize from Shadowhopper.
And he manages to flash the Glacial Prison as well. TP now comes through from 905 into that mid lane. Chemtech Drake is up. This would be Soul Point, right? No?
This is gonna be Soul Point if they get it, I think.
Okay.
I am unable to see the amount of dragons overall, I think. Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, it's no, we are able to see, I believe. I think it's the number next to the icon on the most right. Oh, there's a Life
Disintegrator. Used to do a little bit of damage to the Drake. Photo Change pulls 905 back in. Ollie now goes in with the Magnet Storm onto 3. Vanguard's Edge used. Not much doing though. Callista started to lay in the auto attack. Gets stunned but kills Ollie. Dunglejiff about to go down as well. Shut down onto Callista for a double kill. And now they're going to just go for the Baron.
Overall, an impressive fight by OPN. I'm not sure how this happened. I think there was a lack of commitment by Mael in 905. Their ults are still up. We maybe are gonna see a turnaround here. I don't think OPN are gonna be fast enough at doing this.
Shenzhen.
That's
a lot of damage from them. But now Shenzhen's been caught out. Photo Change comes through, doing a lot of damage onto Shenzhen. But the Baron does get taken, bringing them within 500 gold.
An impressive takedown of Baron. Good job to Monzi here to keep for keeping his team safe while they were doing Baron. Impressive stuff.
Very, very good zoning. Wit's End completed for the Aurelia now, as you said.
Yep. They completed before this teleport upgrade that happened just now. Overall, we with proper vision. Edward Pulverize goes wide. 905 gets to walk away.
The gold swing.
Still slightly in favor of MadMen Freaks, although not by a significant amount.
That fight cost them 4,000 gold, basically.
Yep. The fight and the Baron, essentially, yeah. 905.
And I'm going to get rooted by 905.
Cryo for release.
About to land. Glacial Tomb. Glacial Prison Frozen Prison still available. Frozen Tomb. Phase School has to be used now. He goes straight back into the front. The Life of the Situation used as 905. And Dunglejiff run into the face of the Veiled Clods. 905 goes down to the Callista, gets the shutdown. Lethal Temper now proccing. Auto attacks going. Mela. Mela's going for this Callista and they're going to take down. Mela goes unstoppable.
Impressive play overall. The Ivan was so strong that she basically brute forced it. But overall, a positive win, a positive trade for MadMen Freaks. Only the Ivan is alive and with Baron. This probably means also tier 2, the mid tier 2 for them. Yeah,
maybe tier 3 as well.
But they're gonna back off. They'll just take a tempo. They're gonna keep the tempo up. Pretty good overall.
Yeah, 2.1k gold lead now is going back up. It's creeping back up for the side of MadMen Freaks, which they'll be happy to see.
With the way this game is going, MadMen could just slap Aurelia onto a side lane and play to the other one, and they would probably win. This is it's gonna be really hard for anyone to deal with Mael in this situation.
So, here's the question then: What do OPN have to do to get back into this? They're not that far behind. We've seen the Ditex is doing a lot of damage. Boris Johnson's doing a lot of damage. Nail's been on point with these redemptions. What do they have to do?
If I am OPN here, I think it's gonna have to come down to just having a good team fight. It's gonna come down to if there's a fight that lasts for too long, and then Boris Johnson is just safely shredding people overall, he's gonna be able to turn things around. Although to that effect, I think the Shadow Flame is a deterrent to that. I don't think it's good enough in this situation. I think he needed something that was more damage focused, like perhaps a Void Staff, or just more AP. I think the Shadow Flame is just a bit greedy. Yes, it's gonna kill the Varus, but anything you do is already gonna kill him. How do you get through this Aurelia and this Sejuani? It's impossible right now with this build.
Yeah. They're going to need some magic pen based on the fact that, look, Sejuani is either building a Rooken.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the Rooken. That being said, though, if you look at the gold lead, where the gold is allocated, like there's a 3,000 gold lead on the Aurelia. But other than that, like the two like carries from mid lane and bot lane have a slight gold advantage on themselves. Not a very relevant one to be said, but it's there. So it's you gotta ponder. Maybe the 4v4 will be advantageous towards OPN if they play correctly. Maybe that's why Mad Freaks want to keep this 5v5 going in a more.
Yeah. You said it, Vas. You said it, Vas.
Yeah.
Separate time for the Varus.
Indeed, it's gonna be really good at dealing with it overall. As you can see, like one Ale of Harrows just shredded that thing completely. It's and again that effect persists, so they're gonna the shields that subsequently you get are not gonna be able to be as good until that effect fades away. Just a good item to get into an Ivern overall. We see that somehow OPN have gained control of the Dragon Pit again.
Yeah, it's quite nice. They managed to push out the Dungle Drift, as we see, as they're going to want to contest for this, so that the Freaks don't get.
Oh, a Plague is happening. Okay.
Dungle Drift goes in onto
the tech has to flash.
Naywar is going down very, very low. Mela jumping onto the flashing Naywar and is dominating. Well then, that has been activated. That's a 3-man knockup. The Vanguard's edge now finally comes out. Glacial Frozen 2 comes through. The knockup misses from the Valcon. Monty in the middle of 3. Double kill now for Shenzhen. Triple kill for Shenzhen. And now they're going to turn back for the Soul.
Impressive stuff overall, although...
Mela's jumping onto the Valcos. Just quickly.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a kill.
Flashes through, and that's an ace for the side of the MadMen Freaks.
Yeah, it's pretty good overall.
With 30 to 50 second death timers, Mela's just going to be able to do a lot of damage.
I'm confused as to why the life form disintegration ray was cancelled overall. I think they was cancelled there, but I'm not sure why. But overall, just like
I think Ori jumped in.
Maybe it was a rel queue that I did not see. Overall, the Nayor being very out of position, that's not the type of position that you need to have in these situations. You need to have the tanks be in front of you, and you need to be behind them in a front-to-front style of thing. Otherwise, you just get caught out like this and you die. Although, aside from that, I like what I see in regards to items. The Mikhails is obviously like an obvious choice here in order to counteract these incredible amount of CC that you have.
The Ardent's very nice as well.
Yeah, it's good for your Kalista overall, especially since she has the Gwynsos. She applies that Ardent twice.
Aurelia's now going for the Death Stance. Well, Aurelia's just bought the Death Stance actually.
Yep. She basically held on to the superior way of applying anti-heals for Aurelia, which is namely the Executioner's Blade. And just kept building items, which is what you should do when you want anti-heals. The item itself is not particularly good, you don't really care about it much. Although you do appreciate the HP, Aurelia's HP pool is not that good. So you do appreciate it, but you build it last, obviously.
Can we get a check on how much anti-healing it's done? The Executioner's calling?
Oh, we see something on.
Possible. Perfect. Baron Nashor is now up. This is the second Baron as we see the photo chains landing onto the rail. Monty now going forward. A teleport's coming in.
This is a desperate play.
This
Flash
is a desperate
out.
step for Monty to come through. 905 is now teleported in, has now teleported into the fight. Sejuani stuck on their own on the backside, but is very tanky, can take up a lot of damage. Headbutt comes through. Vanguard's Edge is available. The 2-man Magnet Storm comes through. Vanguard's Edge has now been used. 905 has killed. 905 kills Monty. Mela now jumps onto Shadowhopper, doing a lot of damage. Goes the legendary. Die-tech. Double kill for Mela. Root comes through, and this should now be game. 40-second death timers. Mela with a hull breaker.
Yep, it's gonna be able to shred this fairly easy alongside the two powered up super minions in the mid lane. Overall,
3k gold ahead.
Impressive stuff. Impressive display by MadMen Freaks overall. I think their draft was simply easier to play, so
Yep.
in regards to that, congratulations to them. Impressive stuff. I'm very satisfied with this Aurelia gameplay. I think the pick into the Aatrox is notoriously good. The execution was really good. No notes. Good build. I think boots do those were the correct second tier boots. They were just acquired too early. You just get the ones in order to be able to dodge Aatrox stuff easier. But other than that, perfect stuff.
Indeed, it was a very, very nice game. We'll have to see if OPN can bring it back.
Extremely satisfied with this display.
Yeah.
Again, MadMen Freaks had a very simple comp to play. The champions themselves were maybe not as simple, but the comp was simple, so things played out pretty well. There was some hiccups, namely they got a dragon stolen. They lost a fight that led to a baron. Other than that, pretty good stuff.
Yeah, indeed. We'll have to see if OPN can bring it back in game 2, because we're gonna go to a quick break.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if they are gonna pick blue side again, or if they are gonna change onto red side.
We'll find out. We will go for a break until production says that the teams are ready. Hey guys, welcome back to MadMen Freaks versus OPM, the Phantom Nerds. We've seen a fantastic game one where MadMen Freaks came in clutch with Mailer's Aurelia and took it. What are you hoping to see from OPN in game 2? What do you want to see them do differently with draft with their play?
So I have heard that they picked red side, and that means to me that they want to secure some sort of counter pick for the top lane matchup, which, as we saw, was very important for game one. The Miles Aurelia was completely dumped on the Aatrox. There was the matchup favors the Aurelia. There was also some interventions by Dungle Jiff as well and the Sejuani. Overall, Miles just took over the game after that. I expect to see basically what may be the opposite now, which means I want a counter pick that favors the top laner for OPN the Phantom Nerves, and I want to see maybe some support held in that direction as well. Otherwise, we need to see a draft that is easier to play overall, because the Kalista could not play the video game against that team, not against a Lissandra, a Rel, Sejuani. We need something that is easier to play, something with more range perhaps, like an Ashe or Caitlyn. Otherwise, we're gonna keep seeing this dumpster keep on and on and on.
Indeed, now we're going to pick some bans. Camille being the first ban from MadMen Freaks on the blue side.
And again, as a reminder, this is Fearless, so we're not going to be able to see any of those champs again, which might change a bit how the bans work, but maybe not, because they just don't want to see these champions, so we won't.
Just a quick little shout out in the chat. Jonas says it's his brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Jonas's brother.
Happy birthday to Jonas's brother. May he live long and prosper.
That was quite more. So, Shen, Lucian, Tristana, Gwen, same bands as before, apart from the Camille and the Shen being in round 1 this time, right? I think.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's nothing to say there. It's just perfect pick. Ashe pick, okay, that's in line with what I was saying, but for OPN. But she's a champion that's very useful, a lot of crowd control, decent range, decent damage, decent enough of a blind, I would say. A Wukong. Compared to the Ivan, it is a big pivot. Assuming this is jungle. However, it could still very well be top lane.
Armut, is that you?
Pretty much. That's a good shout out.
We've lost connection to draft.
Apparently.
All right. Predict the draft. Oh, we're back.
Hells no. Hells no.
Predict VL draft. Go.
Nah. I expect jungle and support here, right? Hecarim is an interesting choice. Ooh, okay. This Zilean could very well be either support or mid lane.
I am
Zilean Ashe has a decent synergy. Ashe slows them down, which means that the Zilean can more easily land a stun, and they just do damage and kill the thing.
Permanent slowing them. They're not going to be able to play the goddamn game.
Even more so, Zilean getting a speed with Ashe just gives her a lot of possibilities in regards to just getting in.
Jhin Leona, very, very standard Jhin lane, I would say.
Yes.
Easy to proc the Deadly Flourish.
Strong kill focus lane. Again, this could be Zilean mid, so maybe we are gonna see some support bans unless they know it's Zilean support somehow. I'm not sure about the dynamics from MadMen Freaks if they play Zilean mid a lot or not. But it could be.
Zilean top.
Zilean top, I don't see it. It could be. It's just a way to boost the Hecarim.
Look, right. If there's a hidden tech that we don't know about...
Okay, with this, if this already means to me that they think it's Zilean support. So see a Hui, which could be just to throw them off, or it's actually just a champion that they don't want to see. Many an option. I actually expect an Orianna ban on B5 here for MadMen Freaks. Orianna Wukong is really strong, alongside the Aurelia as well. The Leona, I mean. Let's see what the 5th ban for OPN Defenders is. Jax, solid top laner focused ban.
Very nice band, yeah. Lots of top laners banned. Camille, Shen, Gwen, Jax.
Yeah, a lot of high focus on that lane. Again, as I said, Orianna ban. Good with the Wukong, good with the Leona. Lots of press R buttons for the team fight. I expect here to see the mid laner pick. As I said, we need to leave this top lane matchup in favor of the top laner for OPN Defenders, which I forget the name now. Excuse me.
Unless they've already picked top lane.
Unless it's Wukong top lane and now we pick the jungler. But I don't see it. It's good as a counter pick, but if you're for blinding, it's very scary. Ooh, it's the Mel.
I'm seeing an Akali hover.
It's gonna reflect the Hecarim shadows and the Ash ult, obviously. Pretty decent. You basically just want to... Akali is good. Akali is a decent pick here. You're gonna...
I'm seeing a second hover, though.
Victor is a classic pick into the Mel, which also means that would be Zillion support as well. Let's see what happens. It is in fact a Victor. And now let's see what Mael is choosing to line for top lane. We can't really see an Ornn because there's Mel. Can't really see Maokai for the same reason. We could see Malphite. Are we actually seeing a Zillion top lane? And this is a Mumu support.
Hold up a minute.
Okay, Gregosi is more Nautilus. Could still be Nautilus top, I suppose. Okay, nope, not okay.
I think it's Zillion top.
Could technically be Nautilus top lane.
It could be Victor top lane.
Also that. Wait, it could be just Victor top lane, to be honest, and then
there is some hidden technology here. That is.
But with that in mind, why not just pick Braum? You were into Wukong and Leona. I'm so confused and distressed. And Braum Ashe is like famously insanely good. Unless this is in fact Nautilus top, Zillion support, and oh my
god. Vlad, Nautilus top into Vlad is rough.
It's gonna be. I mean, if you manage to like get to him a lot, you can win because you do have decent damage as Nautilus overall. But what are these drafts, man?
Okay,
someone is cooking.
This is the thing is. I feel like that's a Damon draft. That is, if Damon could draft, that's what it would be.
Ugh.
As in, if you could draft for this team, that would be.
I need a drink after this draft. Is what I'm gonna tell you.
And now for our sponsor, what are you drinking, Vass?
You already know, Dash. It's the one thing that we talked about the other day. Don Simon.
No, I'm gonna get DMCA'd now.
I love that you implied that you are good enough to trigger the MCA after saying that. That's incredible. Okay, now let's look at these comps. Overall,
all right, we just need to see what. Hang on, before I feel like we need to see the way the draft plays out, so we know exactly what goes where before we can talk about any draft.
I really do hope it's Zillion top, honestly, because otherwise, like, basically the top laners are just going to be there chilling and stacking and not stacking and scaling. Zillion by virtue of just existing is going to scale and be very useful overall.
There we go.
It does look like it's going to be
Zillion top. I called it.
Chat called it as well. Like, this is incredible. Even though they did not mean it. This is indeed Zillion top lane.
But I'm thinking about all of the speed ups now that are gonna happen.
Yeah. Dungle Jiff is just gonna rampage through everyone. And I do not mean the queue, I mean just fucking horsing everyone. Haunts.
Yeah. Mel will be able to do quite a bit of damage reflect. There's gonna be quite a bit because it will reflect back Hecarim R, right?
Yes, the little shadows will be reflected.
So the fear will be reflected.
Yes, you can reflect the Victor E partially, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, the Ash ult and the Nautilus Q, which is not particularly useful, but you can. You really shouldn't, but you can.
Nautilus getting hooked by Nautilus, and pulling the enemy closer.
Yep, anchors away, am I right?
Oh god, that's horrible, but it's so good. Right.
Again, okay, looking at this perspective, I think top lane is just gonna be about scaling, as I said. Zillion, just by virtue of existing, getting EP and a lot of ability haste, will use a lot of their spells a lot, all the time. Their ult, particularly, is going to be used a lot. A lot of utility to be given to Shenzhen and to Jungle Jif. The jungle matchup is scary in regards. I think the Wukong is in favor most of the time. He just fights in a weather that he likes. I suppose that the Hecarim W is going to be twice as effective as if the clone is around, but other than that, I think this matchup is basically very faintly favored towards the Wukong, but not by a lot. Victor is notorious a very good pick into Mel overall, so maybe that's how, I don't know how that will play out, but maybe that's the way it's go. And then Leona Nautilus with the Ash Jin. I do expect it to be in favor of MadMen Freaks overall. However, I am not particularly sure. I am for sure though that if Leona tries to Zenith Blade in, the Nautilus can just Q her mid-dash and completely deny it. Completely deny the engage. They basically lock down onto each other and then start kissing or something, I'm not sure.
You've been on Reddit too much recently.
Oh god, I don't even use that devilish website or app.
Sorry, 4chan.
Ugh, even worse.
Alright.
Anyway. You have to
The
wait
draft. Now we got 3 minutes. Alright, but karaoke song time, Vass. Go.
No. Also, MadMen Freaks are gonna struggle a little bit unless it is the Victor investing into the anti-heals, because there's not a very easy way to apply them in this game. I guess
well, there's the others with like Ollie getting Bramble Vest and stuff like that, but
like if the Vlad is paying attention, you never auto attack the Nautilus, so it's hard.
Zillion can get anti-heal as well.
Sure, it's not super reliable because the only way you have to. There are some ways. If you have Airy and you auto attack, the Airy itself deals magic damage, and you can use Oblivion Orb that way. That's a way you can do it. Overall, I think Victor needs to build Burn, so I reckon you need to go. Yeah, either one of those, and then the Oblivion Orb is very good overall, at least as long as they manage to hit the Vlad. Other than that, obviously the Mortal Reminder, since as there aren't like that mega tank that Shenzhen needs to shoot through, so I think that's the way to go. Also, just overall, Mortal Reminder is really good into Wukong because he has a lot of sustain. He has a lot of health regen in his passive, so it's deceptively good into Wukong as well overall. So, I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I'm very curious as to what the Jungle Diff is going to build overall. Jungle Jiff. Jesus.
I'm thinking Triforce, Shojin, Deadman.
We haven't seen Triforce much nowadays. We see a lot of Eclipse and Shojin, but not much Triforce.
Deadman's play is surely a shoe-in as well with the movement.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because there's a lot of slows on the side of OPN Phantom Nords in this game.
Force of Nature as well. Maybe if he's just gonna scale into this, just go for the movement speed.
I reckon that if he does get the Deadman's plate, he's only gonna get the Visage, because it's just really good with the Hecarim W overall, and
yeah,
he does want the MR because there's a Mel and a Vlad.
Yeah. Going into the last about 40 seconds to a minute of this. Predictions.
I have no clue. It's gonna come down to jungle intervention, but both Hecarim and Wukong can't really do much early game. Wukong has some avenues with his clone and just dashing in with Nimbus Strike, and Hecarim obviously if he can manage to catch people from behind with the devastating charge, or whatever the E is called, which I don't remember, which I will check. But I'm pretty sure
devastating charge.
It is. I'm a genius. Yeah. Thanks, Dash.
Because the ultimate is Onslaught of Shadows.
Yes. I could not remember this W, but I do now know because I looked it up.
What is it?
Spirit of Dread.
Yeah. And Q is a cleave.
Yeah, it's called Rampage.
Yeah. Alrighty, we are back to the bog standard spectator.
Ooh, Mael with the unsealed spellbook. Interesting.
Ooh, I do like that.
We see phase rush on both Monzi and Dungle Jiff. Pretty standard stuff. Arion Victor's pretty fine. Nothing much to say.
Especially if you want to stacking with the burn somewhat.
It's not like crazy in that regard. It's good for poke, which maybe you do want to do that to the email early. I'm very excited to see the Unsealed spellbook in action. Ever since it got buffed, it's really good. If you are proficient at using this summoner spell and you are playing a champion that uses it recently well, you should play this. This rune is now really good. Especially on a champion like Zillion that usually builds Ionian Boots, so you just have more usages overall of the summoner spell. Especially if you get them upgraded, because you basically get a small Nimbus Cloak-like effect. That's pretty good. We see a small trade here happening. We see Bone Plating on the side of 905, which is pretty standard, alongside the Shield Bash for a lot of like extra damage with the Q. As expected, there's a Shield Bash over there. Pretty standard Vlad things here. Nowadays, we do see a lot of the Axiom Arcanist, just to have more ult overall. Although, if you're running Ghost, you usually take Nimbus Cloak still, but in this case you're not, so you're not taking it. Yeah, I don't expect to see much happening in the top lane. They're both just gonna farm. There's no kill pressure, because Vladimir doesn't get to deal that much damage early, and then just Chrono Shift is gonna exist, so they're just gonna both be scaling. It's gonna be a matter of who can farm the best. Let's see what happens. Vladimir is easier to farm with, that's for sure. So maybe that's going to have a small effect onto the matchup. Other than that, not much to say.
Gonna see what happens. We see a little bit of a CS lead now. Developing, but it's...
Yeah, as I said, like, Monzi managed to farm 100% of the wave, while Mael struggled a little bit. Vlad is just super easy to farm with for Q. It's very good at that. I have to say, I'm not sure I am a big fan of taking cookies in a matchup in which you know that you're not going to fight a lot. Cookies, you should take them when you want to fight. That in that early game is a really good take. Here you just know that you're both just chilling. You literally could have started with a call and it would not influence the matchup at all. Like, you're both just vibing, farming, in your lane, flourishing, you know?
Indeed. Deadly Flourish, saying that, Deadly Flourish does land. Dredgeline just whiffs. Rukok is on this bottom side and the wave is pushing, so we could be looking at a gank. But there is that
Shenzhen did detect him with the Ashes certified map hacks. So I'm not sure if anything is going to happen. In the meantime, we do see that both of the junglers are clearing relatively fast. There's a slight lead in regards to the speed on the side of Dungle Jiff, as they are about to... Yeah.
Skittles, a nice little trade, a stun landing from Mail. Not an insignificant amount of damage, takes him down to about 35% health. Yeah, they're now even in gold.
Yeah, this is the most that is going to happen in this lane. Maybe early when Mael has a low mana pool. I expect them to recall to like boots and I don't know if they have magical footwear, but I expect a tier for sure.
Ollie now in the mid lane. Flash hook lands. The W comes out. Ooh. First one goes to the Mel because he gets rooted under the tower by the Mel E, I believe.
The flash was ambitious, and that caused him to die. I think he should have just went for the max range dredge line and hope that worked. Because even if if Boris Johnson were to reflect it, he would get hooked. They would hook each other regardless. So unfortunate.
So he got rooted under the tower.
Yeah, and then you would be able to flash out. It's just unfortunate stuff by Ollie here. Overly ambitious. Now we see a
nice
full off chapter for Boris Johnson.
Oh, there's 3 points in E for the stun. You see the root does go through from Boris Johnson. A lot of damage going through the gravity trap now, coming from 905, and they both walk away.
It has proven itself to be more consistent overall. I've seen a lot of discussion and analysis over it. Namely, people like VigRV2 have talked about it a lot, saying that overall it's just better. It's more consistent. Your Q basically... it seems that Boris Johnson has left the game, as also as the the government left the European Union.
What were you saying about the queue? I do apologize. I interrupted you with the pause.
E is just more consistent overall. The Q is essentially there only to poke or last hit, and you can achieve that with 1 point in Q. E is just more consistent for killing, because usually if you're going to kill, it's because you landed E, so might as well just max E and play around it. So if you throw it, it means you want it to land, and if it lands, then you Q, and a lot of your upfront damage is from the E. So.
And we're back into game. That's quite interesting though. Yeah, so the E being more consistent damage for the mouth.
Also, the root duration goes up per rank from 1.25 to 2.25. So more root duration is really good overall.
Yeah. Oh, we got the little...
There's a little bit of a
pause.
Yeah, the pause disruption thing. It's gonna be fine in a few seconds.
Indeed.
Overall, though, aside from the first blood, this game is pretty even. Like, there's only a 300 gold lead from the side of OPN, and it's clearly coming from mostly the mid lane. Although there's also a bit of a lead on the top side due to a CS disparity, because, as I said, the Vladimir is just easier to farm with. At least as long as you don't have a lot of points in your queue as Zillion. As soon as you get, like, some points, one bomb just clears the caster minions, and then you just need to focus on the melee minions. We see an approach by New War.
Yep. He gashes through, uses the cloak.
Nothing is going to happen.
The root misses because he's just out of range, and 905 can base and TP finally.
To which I assume is going to be a lost chapter, which is going to equalize the way the matchup is being played out. However, this means that OPN can just rotate and try to get their first neutral objective of the game in the form of a Infernal Dragon. Jungle Jiff is showing. We see Ollie on the flank. Devastating Charge runs out. Ooh,
the Zenith Blade lands, and there's going to be a kill onto 905. That's the second kill now. One kill left for the Feats of Warfare. They're going to look to keep going forward. Shadowhopper has the flash, but now they're going to turn into the Drake.
Just a very clean chain CC by Shadowhopper and Boris Johnson. Not much that could be said. You had to reactively flash the Zenith Blade, otherwise you always die there. However, this just means that maybe for the fight for the grubs, you're going to be able to fight and flash forward and perhaps do some sort of trading. Very unfortunate stuff for MadMen Freaks, but let's see. Maybe this is the game in which OPN are going to be able to bounce back.
Yep.
But how the game is going, I expect 905 to soon have his first upgrade on
Jungle Drip is out there. Also, Shadows does come through. Monty
manages to
away
and gets feared. Oh, Arcane Storm is used.
Okay, so we used Boris Johnson can walk out. Nautilus is down here though. Cyclone now used by the jungler. Naywall part 2 going to be used, and Jungle Jiff takes the kill onto Naywall.
Pretty good turnaround. 905 still have their flash up, which is pretty good overall. Oh, we see a slow.
And the grubs are going to be taking about Jungle Jiff. Which is very, very nicely done.
I expect that with this skill now, surely 905 has achieved their first upgrade. Oh, another trade happens. Good laser.
And Ollie flashes and takes the kill.
Expertly executed by 905.
Shadowhopper is still up though.
If Shadowhopper falls, it's going to be Feats of Warfare for MadMen Freaks.
But no, Shadowhopper does get to walk away and live another day.
Okay, the first objective is secured.
And now the Devastating Charge is going to be used in the top lane, but the Sanguine Pool might not be there.
I'm going to ask here production if we can hover to see how many stacks overall does 905 have of his passive. In the meantime, there's a small scuffle happening in the top lane. Mael is running low on mana.
It wasn't a lost chapter, by the way, Vassal.
Oh yeah, we're seeing a Rod of Ages. It's pretty decent here. There's a lot of scrappiness that's gonna be happening in this game, so I guess it's fine. Not a huge fan of this build overall.
I
but-
believe I saw 42 stacks on the Victor passive.
Yep, 42 stacks is pretty good. That's already on the way to the second upgrade, which usually is allocated towards Siphon Power, which means that you have that ability to kite around. It's pretty good.
Deadly Forest land, and the Zenith Blade Show Daybreak as well as the Solar Flare comes through as well. Enchanted Crystalaro gets used. Flash Shield of Daybreak comes through. Fourth shot.
Ooh!
No.
The
That-
Dredge line to dodge
Dredge line
the
dodged
melee!
it. And now the Lethal Tempo is procs. Boris Johnson is in the spot lane but doesn't do enough damage to the Ashe, who is manaless. What a play. What a play from Ollie. Which
Yeah,
gets
oh.
MadMen freaks.
The Feats of Warfare.
The Feats of Warfare. Yeah.
Incredible stuff. Honestly, it's probably just in a case of bad timing by Boris Johnson there. But yeah, that is a secured Feats of Warfare by MadMen Freaks. Both of these teams have a neutral objective for them, not right now, which also means that the next two dragons, perhaps a dragon plus a Rift Herald, is what's gonna be needed to secure the feats of Monster Slaying.
Indeed. What's the tower one called?
Good question. I can look that up, but I assume it's like feat of first turret or something.
Oh, Cyclone did get used as Ollie's going to go down. Who's he going to go down to? Boris Johnson takes down Ollie. Go 4-1-0. Cyclone was used. Mel still has their ult up though. Shojin now picked up as the first item for Hecarim.
Yeah, it's pretty much as I called it. I don't see many Trinity forces anymore. It's a decent item. Hecarim gets to auto attack a lot and frequently.
That is a lot of damage. Ignite.
Ooh, an ignite because of
Ignite came
the.
through. Zillion had to use ultimate in the top lane. The reflect has in the mid lane. 905 does get rooted. The ult gets used and goes on the killing spree. All sort of shadows. Flash got used to shut down now onto the Hecarim. Will he go for going now for the double kill? Shadow Hopper taking auto after auto after auto. The speed up of attack, dealing a lot of damage.
Oh, the Hecarim is gonna pop
Naywar is going to clean up. Dreadline might have to be used. Dreadline was it? And what a snipe! From downtown, Dunglejet now goes on a rampage, takes it up to 1.8k individual gold lead in that jungle role. What a snipe though from Shenzhen.
Incredible stuff. Again, true to his name, Dunglejiff with the Hecarim is on a rampage, and he's rampaging through this team. Like that's a kill after Boris Johnson flashed onto the Mel. Pretty good stuff. It just means that he's gonna secure a second item, which could be many things. Could be an Eclipse, could be a Sterak's, could be a Triforce. I expect to see.
What would you go?
I'm not particularly sure. I think Sterak's is pretty good. There's a lot of CC on the side of OPN the Phantom Nurse, so you do want to see that because Sterak's gives you 20% tenacity. Oh, you see
Boris Johnson now looking for Mel. Boris Johnson now looking for Mela. Gets the emote as he just gets to walk away.
Good movement by Mela overall. Nothing else to say.
Stunned slightly, just whiffing onto the Vladimir. Tries to get towered over now as the ultimate is available and it gets procced. Both the Hemoplague and the Chrono Shift have been used. I think it's Chrono Shift for Zillion.
Yep, you are correct.
1.7k gold lead in favor of MadMen. We can see where it is. It's in the jungle.
It's mostly on the horse.
Yep. He's on a horse. Oh, yeah. If you know the reference, Vass.
Come again? You're gonna have to say it again.
He's on a horse.
I am not familiar.
Old KSI lore.
Ooh, no, I am not familiar. I'm sorry, not my cup of tea.
Alright, alright. He made an entire song about it, but we can see now the Solar Flare lands, Venomblade, and the Shield of Break not hitting as the flash from 905 comes through. The Reflect comes out from Mel, and 905 is only about 35% health down. Vladimir, though, about to go down. origin of the dread, whatever you called it. And then Dungeljif goes unstoppable and uses the devastating charge to get out and survive. The volley being used to slow them. But yeah.
Unfortunate to not see a Boots of Swiftness here for the Hecarim, because he really likes Swift March, and they could be hoping to get that, but maybe he just really wants the tenacity. He's playing it safe. I respect that. It's just really sad.
Ooh,
God,
missing. Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Hits the Leona. Nautilus Assault now did hit, and now the auto attack is related to Shadow Hopper. Ollie! Stealing the kill from his AD carry. The teleport now coming in from the Vladimir. The Hemoplate is up. Zillion is also here. He's very, very deep. The Sanguine Pool has been used. Zillion,
that's a really bad locket.
So much.
That's a bad locket. That's a bad locket.
Ollie dies. Mel now is here as well. The volley is here. Oh!
Oh my god, that's so scary.
Under the tower now, and Boris Johnson takes down Mela on the Zillion.
Overall, it's just an unfortunate. Ooh, this is gonna also mean first turret for OPN.
They will. They are, however, missing 2 objectives, and the Herald will be taken by the Hecarim. Where do you want to see the Herald used, Rattle?
Probably just mid lane. Open up the map a little bit for MadMen freaks overall. Not much to say.
Oh, is it? Oh.
With taking this Rift Herald, MadMen freaks have successfully
onto Shadow Hopper. Death Ray. The Death Ray from the Victor. Is the Deadly Flourish lands as well. The Gravity Field used. And the Dredge Ride just goes on. I don't think he wanted that to hit. It would not have ended very well for him.
I think it would have been fine. But yes.
Bloodsong on the Nautilus, by the way.
Victor is approximately 2 waves away from upgrading his second ability. Or unless Shadow Hopper just perishes here.
Dredge Line hit, Shadow Hopper could perish. Victor needs to get the kill to get another kill though. The Arcane Storm, nothing doing with it.
Again, it's pretty good. Like, Q into auto just secures that, and it's pretty much a old PTA proc onto someone. Basically, they do additional damage. It's pretty good stuff. It's pretty standard or not to see.
I see. Dragon up in 18 seconds.
I have to say this Victor build is usually very low damage, so it's kind of natural to see that Shadow Hopper managed to get away, although their flash was up and used in that situation.
Sorry, ultimate stat. There's no Arcane Storm for the Victor. There's no zoning. Okay. Has to be Dredge Line.
Ooh, that's trying to stop the limit strike.
Onto the Wukong. Curtical has come out. Nautilus uses ult onto the Leona, and they've just zoned them away from the dragon. Now, what sort of response will there be? Hecarim is here with the Onslaught of Shadows. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is up as well. The only ult for them, no Victor ult, no Nautilus ult. But it looks like they're just going to give up the Drake and just walk away, which I think is the right decision.
Mael is top lane just getting a turret. It's a price that they chose to pay. They don't have to invest a teleport. They don't have to make a scary fight. Ooh.
Indeed. Enchanted Crystal Arrow misses. I was going to hit someone in the mid lane. Deadly Flash is used.
No, it got reflected by enough.
Also, Onslaught of Shadows is going to be used. Dungeljif is dominating 5-0. Going towards a Sterax. I think that's the Sterax. 6-0, sorry. Going towards a Sterax, I'm pretty sure. I want to say.
Could be Sterax. Ooh, Black Cleaver is pretty good. He's going to gain a lot of move speed from it, from proccing and just doing overall damage. Pretty good choice.
Finished the whole thing there. 2.5k up now individually.
Pretty good stuff.
Cheeky little stun landing. Oh, that damage.
Pretty decent damage overall by Mael. Ooh, -1 on that cannon minion, unfortunately.
Another stun landing. Mailer's been really good with this stun. Naval's here. There's a Cyclone available. Devastating Charge has been used by Dungle Jiff. Hitting the clone currently, looking for those stacks from the back cleaver. Onslaught of Shadows isn't up. He's in between two of them. Second part of the Cyclone now has been used. Dungle Jiff is going to go down. Devastating Charge used to try and get away. And the shutdown goes to Boris Johnson. It's the person you didn't want to get it.
I'm surprised to see that they didn't coordinate. Was the chrono shift perhaps done and I did not see it? I'm not so sure.
I believe it was in that fight.
Unfortunate that explains why the play happened the way it did. Boris Johnson getting a 700 gold shutdown is very scary. This smell, if she gets to 4 or 5 items, is gonna hit like a truck. Very scary stuff. Okay, Shadow Hopper, Zenith Blades in.
It's gonna be a lot of damage going through that. It's actually just landing. Locket has now been used.
Ooh!
The solar flare had to be used. The tower goes down. Deadline used as well. Ignite can go through. Enchanted Crystal Arrow does take the kill. Now the ultimate lands. Cleanse has to be used. Teleport from the Vladimir comes through. No Hemoplague. A double teleport. Mel is also here. Ollie is very, very deep. That's a lot of damage from 905 onto Ditech. Ollie's still trying to get away. Naval is now wailing on to 905. Deadly Fire comes out now. Who's he going for? 905 is still surviving. The shield comes through from the Siphon Power. Not much doing. Onslaught of Shadows onto Monty. The stun misses. Monty's still going. Dungle has slain Monty.
Crazy stuff. Oh, the speed up on the hacker room.
Right. He was looking for it. Oh, 905 stepped up very bravely there and had to use his flash to get away from the Zenith Blade.
I have to say, as low damage as this build is for 905 and just row of victory in general, he managed to survive for a long while, and he survived overall. It's actually incredible, but oof, scary stuff overall.
Indeed. It's a very
spicy here
for this hack room, though.
7-1-1. Truly a part-time job scoreline if I've ever seen one.
Look at the...
The gold graph is slowly, well, maybe not slowly, but surely slightly ahead for MadMen, in favor of MadMen Freaks right now. Some interesting decisions were made by OPN overall, which have caused MadMen Freaks to gain a small lead.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. We've got 40 seconds until the next Mountain Drake.
I am expecting to see now either the Deadmans, as you said, maybe the Sterax would be good, maybe actually just the Force of Nature. With that Kindle Gem, I expect to see... I don't know, actually. Could be a Spirit Visage, that's one of the things that you could build out into.
Yeah. So, 20 seconds now until this dragon. Blue wards are littered... Blue wards... MadMen have vision control. So OPN are going to have to go in blind to this. You can see it's completely dark. There's no TP wards for the Mel, there's nothing there. Deadly Flourish lands onto Brazilian. Chronal Shift is available. No flashes on the Victor though, but Shadow Hopper's just getting attacked. Shenzhen goes on a rampage. Ultimate Shadow has to be to get out. TP coming in from 905, who's now in the middle of all of them. Curtain Call is going to be used. Let it rain, he said.
Big Arcane Storm.
Big Arcane, he's getting bigger. Nawar, he's going to get taken down maybe. Double kill now for the Victor. Ollie's still getting out. Mel hasn't used the ultimate yet, otherwise he'd be dead.
What an insane stun!
Boris Johnson. Victor triple kill. Ditech now trying to run away. And Ollie has been...
Scumbag Ollie with the steal.
Stealing.
I gotta say, this is really good overall for MadMen Freaks. As we're able to see, 905 has achieved a fully stacked passive, which means that his ult will grow bigger if it damages people and they eventually perish. Team fights for MadMen Freaks. No. This was gonna be, if I reckon, the second dragon for Freaks.
It's weird because on here I can always see one size Drakes, but not the others.
Yeah. We are not seeing one of the dragons there, which is the first one of the game, which I don't even remember what it was, but I assume it went for the Freaks. Don't exactly recall. I'm curious about this Kindle gem. Also, I have to say, I question the Yumus here for the effect. He's not going to do a lot of damage. Hecarim is deceptively tanky because Spirit of Dread gives him armor and MR, so you're not going to be able to kill the Hecarim that easily.
Arrow has to use the pool to get away, and now has to flash. Oh, that's
it kind of looked like Bonzi was like dancing limbo, and like the arrow was like the bar, the limbo bar, you know?
Yeah.
He cheated at limbo and he pulled over under the.
Attica now started by the side of MadMen Freaks, as we see. They were having to. No, Monty getting killed again. They were having to use the Cyclone now. Trying to go back in. Chrono Shift now used by the Zillion. It was not going to pop.
Down.
Now it has popped. Chrono Shift pops onto the Mel. Boris Johnson doing so much damage, but Dungle Jeff now pushing forward. Devastating Charge is there. Cleanse has to be used. Detect goes down, and so does Dungle Jeff. Ollie now going to start soloing Atakan for the fun of it.
Good luck to him. Thankfully, Ollie has some teammates. 905 has Leandris is gonna expedite this this objective. Yeah, take a while though. Atakan is a tanky little creature. I say little. He's kind of big. I don't know how tall is canonically is supposed to be. I assume like I don't know, large D&D monster size.
Yeah, I kind of say huge. I think huge is one, right?
Huge is one, yeah. That's a 3x3.
Yeah, I think huge.
I reckon it's a 2x2. I reckon it's like maybe you're right. Maybe it is huge and not large.
Oh, they're very, very low right now. Shadowhopper goes in onto 905. Blue team does take. MadMen do get African.
Possible
905 are going to run away. Exotic Arrows saves 905 from possible death.
How is this possible, Naylor? There was no smites. Oh wait, maybe the Zillion had smite themselves because they could pick it up with the Unsealed Spellbook.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe that's how the steal happened.
And now Shirelius has been completed for the Zillion.
Oh, we're gonna see a lot of move speed being handed towards the Dungle Jiff on the Hecarim. Ooh, Zeke's Convergence is actually not a bad pickup at all. It's
no,
provides Hecarim with a lot of stickiness. Ooh, the stun was almost there.
Oh, Devastating Charge used onto the Leona. I would have maybe not done enough. The stun lands. Shadowhopper now taking so much damage. All of those cleaves coming through from Hecarim takes down Shadowhopper. Now they're going to look for the Baron. The pings have come up. No, go away from Baron. Go towards Baron. Go towards Baron.
I was gonna say, I think choosing to use Devastating Charge on the Leona was clearly the cleaver option. Because it was just safer. He was closer to the rest of the team. It separated the team more overall. Isolating the Leona made it easier to kill them. Oh, we see a good
lands onto the void call. Will he go for it? What's gonna happen? Blue team just get. Is that another smite from Baylor?
No, it's not possible. He cannot pick it up yet.
How's he get that again then? Devastating Charge now going on to Ditech. Ditech's just gonna die. Also, Shadow has to be used. And yeah, so much damage. But they're gonna lose 2 towers here. Maybe.
What is this? American 2001? I'm not sure. Ooh, the stun onto the.
Oh! Monty does not use the Human Plague has to be used for the healing, and he goes down!
Incredible stuff overall by Mael. This Zillion is proving to be outskilling the Vlad in terms of overall utility. I just have to say, impressive display by the top side of MadMen Freaks. Overall, 905, despite not having a lot of damage to speak for himself, is very durable and can continually scrap, thanks to the tankiness provided by the Rod of Ages. Dungle Jiff is just rampaging through everyone. He has the Zillion move speed, and obviously the Zillion move speed is a lot. And the utility and the stuns and the damage. And then there's the occasional snipe by Shenzhen with the Ash. And the occasional kill steal by Ollie. That's just, I don't know what to say. MadMen Freaks are just playing better today. Oh, we see a Crystal Arrow coming in.
Did it hit anyone? I didn't.
It looked like it did hit the Jhin, but there was a cleanse usage as well, so...
Man, look at that movement speed. That's obscene.
It is a Zillion with their E maxed out, so speed is fast.
Oh, wait a second. A lot of damage there. The Dreadline misses because of the Sanguine Pool. Oh, the stun does
what
that.
a
The
stun!
Trying to force him back in. And Mela goes on a killing spree as well.
Okay, we see a fight coming out also.
Yeah, we do see that Cyclone has to be used. And Boris Johnson takes out 905, goes 10 and 5, but they're going to lose so much for this. Are they going to go for the end here? They can't.
Looks like they're going for the end. They have 5 seconds on Baron. Buff, overall.
The only damage dealer they've got up right now is... Oh no, they've got their carries up to be fair. Devastating Charge has been used. Chronal Shift is available and has been used on the Nautilus. Curtain Call is now up. It does hit. The first one hits Jungle Gym. Shutdown now goes into Ollie. And onto the Hecarim. Those are two very, very key shutdowns.
MadMen Freaks look like they bit off more than they could chew. However, I don't think there's much that the OPN can do in reply. There's jungle camps to take, obviously, but there's no big objectives. The Baron, as I said, is only going to spawn in 3 minutes. There's the Dragon is even further away.
Oh, Ditek now just going to get taken down by Shenzhen. Shenzhen now delaying the auto attack. Naywar having to get out. Shenzhen auto attacking away. Look at the movement speed on this guy. Double kill now for Shenzhen.
Incredible stuff overall. Honestly,
the flash E forward.
Ooh, a good Sanguine Pool. Overall, I was gonna say, overall, not the best usages of Chrono Shift, unfortunately. Not very coordinated, unfortunately, I have to say. But overall, just excellent play by Shenzhen. Good kiting. Fortunately, falls to Monsi at the expense of Monty's Flash.
Boris Johnson is significantly ahead of the Victor. Now, I know that's something like a small victory for OPN to have right now, but is he their way back into this game?
I'm not sure. Oh, there's okay. Ollie finds.
Ollie's in a very skirmish heavy mood.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. They have Knight's Vow Locket. I'm not even sure what that Negatron call could be. But, ooh, a bomb is tagged onto Naywar. Walk away. Could be. Ooh. Rewinds. Not enough.
Oh, very nice. But Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands onto the Wukong. The Dredge line now onto the Wukong. Another son onto the Wukong. Wukong is not allowed to play the game right now, but he's ignited. He has to walk back wounded. Teleport now from the Vladimir, who has a hero play. Curtain Call is up. Mela almost goes down.
Mela is getting stuck by Deadly First.
Monster now is going to kill. Boris Johnson gets the kill. Fang, the Jungle Jib kills Shadow Hopper, but after Zenith Blade landed, is Jungle Jib just caught here? Chronal Shift, very, very nicely used. 905 kills Monty. Arcane Storm is still going. It's growing. It's growing. Devastating Charge.
Ooh, good on him.
Force Go Zoom. Oh, the Reflect is so clutch.
It's not going to be enough.
Oh, but the Zillion's going for it.
Oh, was that a volley snipe? Or perhaps an ult snipe? Shenzhen gets it. That gets the kill onto Boris Johnson. Should not have called for Brexit, I guess. We see that the Baron's going to spawn in 20 seconds. Both the jungles are dead for now. Although Naywar is going to spawn relatively quicker. I don't think either of the teams can safely start this objective. Things are scary. Also to note, MadMen Freaks are on Soul Point. They're gonna, if they take this Mountain Dragon, not only is it their third, but they will achieve Mountain Soul.
Yeah. Which would be quite significant for durability in these upcoming fights as well.
For sure. Unfortunately for 905, he chose to both buy an NLR and a Blighted Jewel a while back and has been stuck on those items for a while. He doesn't have neither the there he is. Now he does have the Rabadons, but he does not have the Void Scepter. And then he has to buy yet another item, which in my opinion should be something of the likes of the Cosmic Drive, maybe even the Horizon Focus, because he's really lacking on the ability Ace and he needs a lot of it. Victor loves ability Ace. Yeah. Oh my god, that's a fast horse.
That is a very, very fast. What are we up to for movement speed on the Hecarim?
It probably reaches like the 750s is what I was gonna say.
Drake is not going to be started.
Got the flourish.
Here's stun landing onto Shadow Hopper again. Mel has been very, very good with these, and that's a second Mountain Drake for the side of MadMen. Takes them to Soul Point.
Oh yeah, it is Soul Point now? I'm confused. I thought I saw 3 dragons there.
No, that's an Atakan.
I see.
Well, we see them now starting Baron. It's got a quick Baron with the Ash.
Okay, with the
Neor's being chased. The Arcane Storm is there. The Solar
Flare. Neor's dead.
Neor does go down. I mean, the Baron is free. Look how big this Arcane Storm is now.
Ooh,
and Solara has to be Zhonya's to get out of. Reflect now used. 905 goes on the clear speed. Onslaught of Shadows. That's a massive heal come through from Monty. Chrono Shift has been used, but he backs out of it because it's run out.
We've seen this horse reach almost 1,000 move speed. These speed ups are crazy. This horse is fast. With this Baron, it looks like MadMen Freaks are gonna secure the bot lane and maybe push for game, as there's only really Monzi and Difect alive. There's only one turret. Maybe it's gonna spawn soon, respawn soon rather. Right. Divison charge, cleanses down, flashes away. Nexus is open,
and that is a 2-0 for MadMen Freaks. Very, very nicely done.
Hell yeah! This Zillion top threw me for a loop, but GG's.
I was hit.
Really a DPS type of thing.
Yeah.
Overall, though, good stuff. Anyways, we have an interview coming up. Our production is going to tell you which one it is in a moment. But stick around. One of the MadMen.
Ah. Ricotta. We have a Ricotta in our we have a male. So very, very nice series. I also it's a very clean series.
Overall, yes. I think there were some hiccups in both games on the side of MadMen Freaks.
Right. We have Mela, the top lane maestro, joining us. How's it going?
Yeah, what's good, guys? How's it going?
How do you feel? This Zillion was it threw me for a loop. It was very impressive. How do you feel about the win overall?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's super easy to play when you've got a team like I do. Like these guys are they're so fucking good.
I have one question. Did you report Ollie for the kill stealing?
Obviously, he will be getting spanked when we get back to the game. But, yeah, it was fun. I was expecting a little bit more from enemy top laner. My coach ranked him first in power ranking, so I was excited for like fun lane, but you know, everyone has bad days. Everyone has bad days.
Everyone has good days too, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, very true.
And I'm pretty sure that felt like a very good day. I have to say, the early game, impressive, really good. No notes.
It's so easy. It's so easy when my team plays this well. Like when we're coming well and we're tracking enemy jungler, like it's so easy to play the game. So yeah, just it's definitely not a solo event.
For
Humble
sure.
as well.
uh, how do you feel? How do you feel coming up for the next matches? How have been scrims going on? How are you feeling for the future, essentially?
Yeah, confident. I mean, I won't speak too much to scrims, but yeah, I think we're trying new things. I think we have a pretty solid idea of the way we want to play, so we're just trying to play different ways now. Trying to see like how far we can push the boundaries without completely running it down, which there's been plenty of in scrims. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. It's going well.
Very nicely done. So what's it been like? What's been the so your start got delayed, obviously.
It did, yeah. It's been painful waiting this long to play.
Were you guys hyped to play? You got extra scrim time, you got extra this and extra that, but
Yeah, I mean the extra practice time is nice, especially with me coming in so late. But I think all of us were just excited to start playing officials. It's a little bit mentally draining when you're playing so many scrims and like the games like don't really mean anything beyond discussion and improvement afterwards. So it was fun to play a game that had some stakes.
nice. And just quickly, top and support, what happened there?
Basically, I dumpstered Ollie in some in-houses and some scrims, and then Goop turned around to me and asked me if I wanted to play top for them. And obviously, we're not going to bench Ollie because he's a good player. So the only place left was support. So little bro just got put aside, unfortunately. But he's so good on support, man. He's so good on this role. It's insane.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I see we're feeling confident. So, Dash, I don't know if you want to ask anything else.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, guys.
If you want to shout out everything, go right ahead.
I got nothing to shout out other than my team. Like my team played so well.
Within Twitch TOS, please.
Yeah, of course. I only linked that website on Twitter. Don't worry. No, it's fun. My team is the only thing I want to shout out. But yeah, thank you very much, guys.
I'd like to just say
a good one.
before you go, Ollie says you're 1 to 263 against him on top. By the way.
Yeah, but I always win lanes, so it's fine. It's a team diff. But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much for going.
Have a great rest of your day.
Good luck for your
later.
games. And that was it.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I liked it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, very, very clean series. So, Div 3 also won their game. Very, very nice.
Congratulations for MadMen Origins for winning. MadMen Origins for winning their game as well.
Div 1 on Thursday. Go see Damon. No Div 1 Thursday. Div 1 is bi-weekly. Okay. Teams drops out. Fair enough.
I believe the game from Div 4 is still happening. Not sure. Anyways.
Right.
Tune into that if you want. Thank you much for showing up.
Yeah. It's been good fun.
Catch you on the other side.
Bye.